quick little video before I go to bed, guys. What's going on, GZTV? Obviously, we are here to talk about the NBA. That's all we do on this channel. One second, I gotta go do something real quick. Let's close that because there's like air going through it. Holy fuck, I'm like tripping out. All right, cool. We got games. 6 games to talk about. We're going to start off with a game that doesn't really matter, obviously, the Rockets and Hornets, but it was a good game, so I just want to talk about it. Rockets beat the Hornets by 3 for their second straight victory. It's a little too late to have streaks. It is what it is, though. Kevin Porter, or KPJ, and Jalen Green being fantastic scorers, I mean, throughout the season, but tonight they played really well as 2. And, yeah, the Rockets were able to win the game. You know, Alperen Sengun played phenomenal, 14 points, 21 rebounds, didn't miss a single three-point shot, 26 points for KPJ, shooting 40% from 3, 26 as well for Jalen Green. I'm kind of speeding through this game because it doesn't matter that much. Talking about the Charlotte Hornets, 12 points, 13 rebounds for Mark Williams, 22 points for Theo Maledon, shooting 50% from the arc, 25 points for McCallick. I remember him playing for Kansas. I don't even want to try to pronounce his first name. And McGowan's at... Oh, no. McGowan's didn't play that good. I don't know. Obviously, there's really nothing the Hornets can do. They're resting everybody. Their season's over. Who really gives a damn? I mean, we're racing for... At this point, we're racing for... What's his name? The Wemby sweepstakes, of course. So, what can they really do, right? Moving on to the Pistons and Pacers, another game that doesn't matter. I will breeze through this one as well. Pistons beat the Pacers by 7 to snap another 11-game skid. Obviously, there's been a lot of game skid, a lot of losing streaks this season for the Pistons. I mean, they're one of the worst teams in the NBA. They literally can't even get 21s for the year. Jaden Ivey relished taking the stage in front of his family and friends, and he took advantage of it, man. He played a really good game. 29 points. Jalen Duren had 10 points, 10 rebounds. What a duo those two are. I really hope they can develop on the Pistons. 28 points for Killian Hayes. I mean, that's really about it. You look at the Pacers, you get a 12-point, 10-assist performance for Aaron Nemhard. 22 points off the bench for Buddy Hield, shooting 50%. Not sure why he came off the bench. Maybe so other guys could get opportunities, but... O'Shea Brissett continuing to kind of struggle for this squad. Not that it really matters at this point in the season, but yeah, there you have it. Moving on to the Heat and Wizards. This game doesn't really matter that much, but the Heat are actually a team in the play-in, but the Wizards are eliminated. So I don't know. I guess we can talk about this game a little bit. Most of the games I watched were pretty garbage tonight. Daniel Gafford and Corey Kispert powered the Wizards past the Heat. They won by 6. Corey Kispert has been playing a really good deal of basketball in like the last 5 games. But yeah, Daniel Gafford, great scoring, decent rebounding tonight, and yeah, obviously shorthanded teams. You know, we're preparing for the playoffs. We want to rest our stars. This is kind of a shitty time of the year to watch basketball because for the most part in the last 3 games, the playoff picture is captured, you know. So it is what it is there. I mean, you look at the Heat, all we had was Victor Oladipo going for 30 points off the bench. And I mean, guys like Duncan Robinson, guys like Caleb Martin, guys like Orlando Robinson just couldn't really play that well for them. It is what it is. They still, the Heat at least still play some quality players, but it's weird. These are weird games to watch and not really games I'd care to watch. But yeah, 22 points for Daniel Gafford off of 90% shooting. He played absolutely phenomenal tonight. That's really all I have for that game. Moving on to a game that has a little bit more stakes, the 76ers and the Hawks. This was a game I watched quite a bit of. I think I watched all of the fourth quarter and overtime. Obviously, it went to overtime. George Niang. This is a guy no one's going to really talk about from tonight, but he hit some big shots. But yeah, 76ers rest all 5 of their starters. They still beat the Hawks by 5 in OT. And obviously the Hawks probably aren't looking to really win anything. They don't really have what it takes to do that right now. And it clearly shows. I mean, I really like the Hawks. I like some of their players. DeJounte, when he was on San Antonio, he was one of my favorite point guards in the league. Obviously Trae Young, same thing. One of my favorite point guards in the league too. I like John Collins. I like Clint Capella. I like all their players for the most part, but they just can't really get it together. I mean, they've had one of the most mediocre seasons in Hawks history. Not one of the worst, just one of the most average, one of the most mediocre seasons. But the Philadelphia 76ers managed to gain momentum for the playoffs even while resting all their starters, and maybe this is showing Coach Doc Rivers that, that he has some guys that can possibly step up come playoff time. So that's a really good sign. Sixers, they played good, though. I mean, Jalen McDaniels, one of the McDaniels brothers, I don't know which one it was, but 24 points, 11 rebounds, 67% from three. 24 points for George Niang, including huge three-point shots down the stretch. Shake Milton, 15 points, 16 assists. Off the bench, you have Daniel House going for 22 points, shooting 33% from three. You have 11 points, 10 rebounds for Montrezl Harrell in just 14 minutes. Like, these guys, I don't care what anyone says. This Sixers team has some depth. They really do. There's not much wrong with their lineup. Trae Young did all he could. I mean, he had 27 points. He had 20 assists while shooting 50%. He did everything he could. His teammates just couldn't really do much. I mean, Jalen Johnson kind of struggled off the bench a little bit. Hopefully he can recover because he's a player I actually am a fan of. I kind of want to see him succeed. And, yeah, he obviously didn't play super well. Obviously not enough was done for the Hawks to get the victory. Moving on, we have the last two games of the night. We have the Knicks and Pelicans. This game matters. Yeah, there's definitely some implications. The Pelicans are looking good, though. I'm not going to lie. The Pelicans are looking really good. Trey Murphy scores 31 points. The Pelicans beat the Knicks by 8. What has gotten into Trey Murphy? He has been playing absolutely incredible for the city of New Orleans for the last month or two. I mean, he's just been on fire. Great scoring for both Trey Murphy and CJ McCollum. They're trying to avoid the play-in round. I mean, this game definitely matters for the Pelicans, as does the rest of the games for them. Obviously, their last game, I believe. It's kind of crazy. We're already... The next week is the play-in tournament. I'm excited, man. I really am. We're going to be covering the playoffs all the entire stretch, so don't worry about that, man. I got y'all with the content. They need to beat Minnesota, I'm pretty sure, to stay out of the play-in. They play them Saturday, I believe. Yeah, this is a big one. I mean, the Knicks are a pretty good basketball squad, so to beat them is pretty nice. R.J. Barrett had 28 points. Emmanuel Quickley had 24. He's been playing good recently. 60% from the three. They're centers. They just don't have any centers that can score, including Isaiah Hartenstein, who had to step into place of Mitchell Robinson. And I'm not just going to hate on Isaiah Hartenstein because, man, Mitchell Robinson does the same shit when he plays. Seriously. But looking at the Pelicans, looking on the bright side of things, 23 points for CJ McCollum, 31 points for Trey Murphy, shooting 30% from the three-point line. So there you have it for that game. We have one more game to talk about, the Bulls and the Mavs. Man. Am I speeding through this? I hope I'm not. Oh, man. The Mavs season's over, man. There's still a game left in the season, and their off-season already started. It's really unfortunate. So I'm looking at Luke on the Season 6 My Team thing. It's really unfortunate, man. Kyrie came on the team, and you kind of think at first it's oh, well, it is two ball-dominant guards. We saw what happened with, Kyrie and Harden, and even Harden and, Chris Paul and Harden and Westbrook. It didn't work out. And to here, I'm not going to say it didn't work out because they had some really good runs. Kyrie came too soon. Pause. Kyrie arrived in Dallas, or too late, I should say. He arrived in Dallas way too late to really make an impact because they were already on that mediocre trajectory and they had no margin for error. But the depleted Mavs lose to the Bulls. They're eliminated from the play-in race. That sucks. Luka not being in the playoffs, that's just not good for basketball. Kyrie Irving had a seat next to Dallas owner Mark Cuban and fellow All-Star. Luka Doncic wasn't far away in sweats after his limited duty was finished. They just gave up on this team too. I don't really at least try to just make the play in, man. Just have some pride. Go out swinging. But Bulls still played good. Pat Will, great game. 23 points. 60% from three. 50% overall. You get 20 points, 10 rebounds for Vooch. 33% from three. 24 points, 11 assists for Cody White. 33% from three. One of his best games of the season, for sure. Probably Kobe White's best game of the season. Dude, the Mavs were fucking garbage. I hate to say it, the Mavs were literal garbage out there. No one stepped up for their team. Oh my God, this game was horrible for them. Dwight Powell, especially Dwight Powell. Dwight Powell usually stinking up the place. Can they please pick up a quality big man, please?